Because if it requires for a while that you are in deep meditation, or you're watching in a state of watching, then the very fact that this conservation of energy and observing, and somehow through your own Vipassana training, your mind comes to that state of stillness, compassion, love, lightness, everything. But you say gradually, as time passes, the old tendencies are creeping back in again, like this. This is normally the fruit of practice. That with practice, some concentration takes place, real focus happens, your undivided, tremendous energy takes the expression or the form like you have just mentioned now. So then, what to do? Do we, for the rest of your life, practice? The rest of your life practice. Some people, they can even stop the mind, but as soon as they go back to work, the mind comes again. So is it like this? Is this what we have to do? I say no. First, they must come inside, because as long as you have that sense that there is you who is doing things, you are the meditator, I am meditating, I am the one doing the Vipassana, observing all this, the flow of energy, putting the attention here, and so on. Then also you must come to the point, what is watching this? What is observing all this? And the attention must move away from the changeful now to what is witnessing also this change. It has to be understood. This kind of understanding is profound and very potent. What is observing all these things? Is it a me as a practicer who is doing it? Or is not even the practicer itself also observable? This thing you have to solve. If you solve this, then somehow you'll discover something which is happening just by itself. Doesn't need a practicer. And here is a good place to do it. You've asked a very good question about it. Because many people, they've done similar exercises, training, and all of these things are good. They help to reveal in the mind that these things are possible. It's possible to have a mind that is still, to feel joy and love for other beings, to feel that feeling of unicity, yes. Why it has to go? People wonder why it has to go. Then I said, where does it go? What is happening, you see? You have to find out. As long as we retain the identity of being the thinker of thoughts and the doer of actions, that itself is unstable. That identity is unstable, and it is wanting a practice or a result that is stable, while it itself is not stable. Have you figured it out? The very one who is practicing, if it retains its identity of being a particular person, sometimes even feeling proud of my practice even. I've been doing this now for 10 years, and now I am teaching it, and so on, so on, so. But you have not understood who this one is. That is not the self, it's not the ultimate. It is still an identity. And where there is identity, it will always be unstable. When you are clear that even this identity is itself thought-based, and this is the crucial thing, because you as consciousness, you are not bound to action. You have no identity particularly. But while somehow this body is here for you and you are experiencing through this body, then an idea comes that I am this body. And all the beings are touched by this identification itself. In the same way that I say all the beings in the ocean are wet. all the beings in manifestation are suffering from conditioning, believing I am this body. And this is very costly to the being, because when the belief comes, I am this body, it forgets its root. It's as though something separates from the root. It's an illusion, but that illusion is so widespread. All the beings now believe we are separate entities with our separate purposes, moving like this. And that source truth, we are feeling it's like it's very abstract. That's an abstract concept, that I am the absolute principle. You cannot feel it because your identity has spread itself right through the consciousness. It feels like that, but it's not difficult to transcend even this delusion. So for this reason, I would like to think you've come to clarify. Do I have to always practice all my life, and then somehow, if for 2 weeks I can't practice, then again I slip back into the old state, and then I have to come back and I've got to practice again? I say no. It must be understood who this doer is. Who is the meditator? Who is meditating? You have to find out. Something sits and is meditating, and somehow it has a focus for the meditation, but who is the meditator also? You have to find out this thing. Who is observing all of this? Because if behind you retain the identity, I am George, I did this study in this place, then it will not be stable. Because George is not stable.